folks! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ZSR and welcome to the ALttPR Randomizer Crosskeys Tournament 2022. I finally made it through this word without messing up. I'm so happy. Swiss round 4 today, and it's Wulfy with this Andy. A fantastic match. 3-0 for both. So, really cool setup. Without further ado, though, because you want to see the action, let's dive over to the layout. Let's hand it to our comms. And those are Jesse, Radical Sniper 99, and Captain 1977. Take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, ZSR. And yes, we have Andy versus Wulfy today for week 4 of the Swiss. They are both currently 3-0. As always, you know, the goal is to make it into that 6-2, 7-1, or even the 8-0 bracket, because only the top 16 runners are making it into the bracket this year. It is highly competitive. But hello, Captain. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This is so much fun. Yeah, it's going to be a high, one of those really cool matchups. Definitely two runners who have earned their places so far with the 3-0 group.
Absolutely. Everyone knows Andy. Andy is a fantastic runner. Usually top of the tournaments, every tournament he enters in. And then you got Wulfy over here, who's also a very accomplished runner. Knows what they are doing as well. So I should see a very, very competitive match here today between these two runners.
Yeah, so just to give a little bit of an overview of how we've gotten to this point so far. Last week, Wulfy took down Magnet Hands. The week before that, Wulfy was over Nilsson Alex. And week 1, Wulfy faced off with Tito's. So there's Wulfy's 3 wins. On Andy's side, we had a match against Megawatt. Looks like different thing. Fear Agent, as well as GFE. I'm trying to find a third match here because this is our 4th week. Looks like Nobly was the third game. So those are the 3 wins so far for Andy. And that's the thing, like, you know, you look at how this tournament is laid out, and it's an 8-week Swiss, so you're always facing somebody with the same record, or hopefully facing somebody with the same record every week, pending odd numbers and whatnot. But because we're getting down to a top 16 format for the brackets, you're going to go through a gauntlet no matter what, and every week only gets harder. You know, the 2 runners today have gotten here through very tough opponents, but it's only going to get harder. Like, for each of them, this is going to be their hardest match yet. The 8-0s and the 7-1s are guaranteed a spot in brackets. If you reach 6-2, you get even luckier and get to play a tiebreaker race.
Neat.
Yeah, tiebreaker with all the other 6-2s. Where about the top half of your 6-2 race will make it into brackets.
Oh.
So have fun with that portion. But we are just about to be off. You can see the countdown happening right now. We'll see where our runners start. Of course, the current meta for Crosskeys is a Link's House start with a fake flipper over to the Witch's Hut and eventually a Houlihan. So we'll see if we get that from both runners. We are getting the Link's House start and a small key to Swamp Palace.
Right away. Very good small key to find.
Yeah, it's a really nice one. And actually, so Wulfy is doing that traditional play. Andy is going to give us the front of Hyrule Castle. So he'll be going for at least a tier 1. I do this kind of route, and I usually try to turn this into also a tier 2 or tier 3. Blue Guard's not dropping anything, though. Front of Hyrule Castle is also the main entrance of Desert Palace. Ooh.
Yeah, you can do one check in there. It's not terrible. It's just... And it's a connector right away. There's some full magic from the guard. That's nice.
Yeah, tier 1 just giving us single rupees as Wulfy finds the west entrance to Hyrule Castle. So there's also a set of connectors right now. Interesting, for sure.
It's an early sword there at the uncle spot.
Nice drop down with the thief drop down leading to our fighter sword. Meanwhile, Wulfy is going to give us a look at the useless fairy drop down, and this time it is... Oh, it's Sanctuary.
This is where you want to find bombs in those chests, but we got a small key to Ice Palace instead. Not as
Yeah, and unfortunately, most runners will tell you that's not the best place for a Sank. It's not the worst. The worst is probably where Andy's dropping down. Uncle Drop is terrible for a Sank spot, and usually Dark World's not great either, but this one's kind of... it's manageable.
Yeah, it's not terrible. So, but yeah, the early sword though, that's really nice to get because sometimes he can go for like an hour without a sword.
Yeah, and we'll see how Andy decides to route this. So he's gonna at least go up through the middle here. We'll get our Igor chest as Wulfy heads over to Lake Hylia. So, but our Igor chest today has, as Andy's getting bullied a little bit by all these enemies, this big key to Skull Woods. And Wulfy finds a fairy fountain. There's a lot of fairy fountains, by the way. If you didn't know it, we're going to see fairies quite a few times. Desert Torch, nothing.
Here's the Hylia fortune teller. There's Agina.
Unfortunately, no bombs yet for Wulfy, so gonna need to find those soon. Andy down to half a heart, though, in Desert, and heading out our entrance here. And interesting...
not a terrible spot.
No, this is actually really cool. Desert Main and Desert West both connected in this Hyrule Castle area. I think that's a tier 2 as we find the potion shop. I'm surprised Andy didn't go back through Desert to check out the east side entrance, but maybe he didn't. Oh, see, even if he had just jumped down off of Hyrule Castle, he could have checked that entrance. I'm a little shocked by the decision.
And he deciding not to hula hand there as well.
Well, I think he wanted this potion shop check first. Because a lot of runners will actually try to do the potion shop check into the Houlihan, set up their fake flippers a couple of times. Instead, Andy is going to give us the front of Escape. Knowing that the back of Escape's in a pretty decent location, we don't have to take a risk. But yeah, Wulfy has a great money situation to start already. Up over 300 rupees and just, you know, finds a shop able to easily get those bombs or head to the Kakariko village and get everything there. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, over on Andy's side, the fact that we know where the back of Escape is, you're doing this without any worry. You know, as soon as you get bombs, there's back of Escape. So for him at this point, it's just, you know, why not do the front? I know I'm not missing anything. I'm not gambling at all on not having a chance for the back. So this is an easy call.
Oh, got Cadence Mario there in the boomerang chest as well. So
yeah, great find early. Samaria gives some great routing possibilities. Depending on if we find Turtle Rock, even if we find GT, there's some possibilities. And it can actually make Ice Palace really interesting. We have a small key to Ice Palace, and one of the cool little things there is we could just say, hey, I kind of feel comfortable doing a Icebreaker now.
And he tried to set up a Death Warp there.
Yeah, he's kiting that green guard excellently around the table and able to get that done. And there's our first bottle, so turns out very nicely. And I think Wulfy's route here suggests he might be heading for that East Desert entrance next. Yep, jumping off that ledge, right back into the front of Hyrule Castle to check Desert East.
So we are going to see the Dark Cross here from Andy. One of the easier ones to get to with the sword. You can just kind of hold your sword out and guide your way. Not too bad.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, you always worry that maybe you get a little bullied in the snake hallways, but shouldn't be terrible to have to deal with. And our last desert entrance is just at the Lynx House Bonkrox. So not a huge benefit, but that does knock out all 3 of those entrances, and also gives us at least some knowledge about what we're looking at. We are going to see some 50-50 grind from Wulfy, and 2 bombs, we're done.
2 for 2, nicely done.
Yeah.
Here's the Light World Arrow Games. I like, Keen's Tomb.
And Dark Cross was just a compass to ice.
Keen's Tomb just having 10 arrows today, so.
And Andy is going to skip those other entrances around Hyrule Castle, so maybe head back for those later. Oh, nice find. Our Luck Fairy here. And with all that money, Wulfy's just like, yeah, I'm going to buy a bomb upgrade. And whereas Wulfy had great RNG on the 50-50, Andy got shut out. His. So, yeah, 50-50s, apparently overall it was 50-50. 4 cuts and 2 bombs. It just worked out not evenly. We do find Checkerboard Cave, of course. Having a map, and this map is to Eastern Palace. Terrible. As always, maps will tell us crystal pendant information for the dungeons. So early on, they do have some value to our runners.
You see Andy finding that capacity here. You're not having the money for it, though.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like, that bomb upgrade is so huge because not only does it, hold more bombs, you actually get a free refill. So, and we almost had a vanilla front of tavern. Just moved next door to the bomb or the hack shop.
I had to look at that again. I was like, wait, was that actually? But no, it wasn't. It's close. Okay, here's the little bombable hut that no one ever sees. This is Smith. That's not a bad place for a Smith.
Yeah, no, that's a great... technically, Smith can only be locked behind the glove. So, not too bad. Chicken Hut. Oh yeah, kid is Saha. And you saw that green pendant. We have a pod. Whereas Andy found one end of Bumper Cave over at the Smith.
Got an ether medallion there in back of the tavern.
Yeah, both of our runners getting that one. And we also found out that our Ganon is behind the magic bat drop. So, not too bad. Andy being a little extra cautious with that bomb, doesn't want to miss this throw. He's got only 1 bomb, so...
And that was the bottom of Bumper Cave, yeah. Like you said.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that entrance actually is it can be required sometimes to go through that with the hook shot. The pots behind that can actually be reached. Now, Andy's going to be really happy with that location Wulfy just found. That is our bombable hut. There. So that's really cool, as that does mean Andy's going to be able to get bombs that he needs to do a lot of other checks. As we do find the top of Super Bunny Cave.
Just to bug that in a compass desert though, so not really useful. And we found a heart piece on the bottom of it, so Andy's not going to be missing anything good right now.
Yeah, just unfortunate, It's interesting to see, as I was saying, the meta play is kind of what Wulfy did with the early Houlihan. I think things are going to start shifting a little bit. It's, a lot of people have been making this play. The question is, how long does that kind of stay the meta? So we did get the secret passage chest, nothing really there. Our uncle has just a piece of heart, so not really much.
So stun prize, just 5 rupees today.
Yeah, interesting play from Andy to summon the guards to check that stun. I like the idea there. Fortunately, like he's still really far away from money for bottle.
We did find a connector to Blind's Hut there as well as the back of desert. And the back of Hookshot Cave. Okay, well, we got 2 connectors right by each other in Kakariko. We're gonna hold off on them for now. We're gonna check this fortune teller hut here, and we got another connector.
And that one's a lot less of a time investment for Wulfy, so we're actually going to get that, and it's really easy access to Dark Worlds and the Village of Outcasts. Now, Andy is going to give us a little bit of a different play here with the back of desert. He is going to steal that small key. I don't know if he actually checks the chest. We might get a save scum out of that. But yeah, Andy coming up on the bombable hut here in this snitch house. And yeah, he's just going to grind out the bombs here.
The Magic Bat will be heading out in Lost Woods today.
Be very curious to see if maybe we can get an early mushroom.
Map the GT there. Yay.
Yeah, not really. That's definitely one of our worst maps. Our bush crabs are bomb.
Okay. Speaking of bombs needed, there's Hype Cave at top of Skull Woods.
And I'm waiting for something out of here. The lamp is a good item.
Lamp is a very good item.
Yeah. Andy, on the other hand, found himself in Village of Outcasts and said, I'm going to bunny walk.
There's a bunch of dark caves in this mode, and having that lamp's going to make it a lot easier time. And that was useless spare yet. Lumberjack. Fantastic.
Yes. We know that we do not need to kill Aga for an item. But we do know that Aga 2 is locking item.
Alright, so moving on. And he does a little buddy revival here in Skull Woods. We're gonna get a few checks here. As Wulfy is gonna drop down to the back of Escape here.
Yeah, depending on how early this Pearl shows up, like this could really give some nice advantages to Wulfy here.
Now, first pod ball there in the back of Escape.
We are getting that check of the Skullwoods connector, so that middle entrance does bring us also to the front. Unfortunately, that is a bad Skullwoods layout.
Just kind of have to fall down the hole. Hopefully, you find something decent, and that is.
Yeah, this isn't a much better layout, to be honest. It's unfortunate that that's our, one of our connectors to get to this front section or back, depending on how you look at it. So Andy does have 2 small keys right now for Skull Woods. He's got the second one, obviously, in the vanilla location of Bumper Room. The question becomes, is he going to open this chest or this door on the left side, or is he going to try to find a drop down? And he's going right through. Okay, so he's spending both of his keys.
Container is $1.
Sure, single rupee. I mean, he can use money. On the plus side for Andy, he did get to knock out all the checks in the front portion of Skullwoods. He had the big key already, so really high value play for him. Unfortunately, he will need to find another Skullwood small key before the end of this seed if Mothul is required.
There's only 2 of them left out in the wild, so...
Yeah. Pretty decent odds we'll find it. It's just one of those things where you're like, realistically, Andy's going to find a lamp sooner than later. And when he finds that lamp, you know, there's your out of logic moth kill. And, you know, if you find that before a skull small, it's going to feel bad.
And you can give us the Agata check here. Wulfy's making their way through the...
Yeah, Wulfy's about to get... Yep, getting his cane.
Oh, look, money. Cool. So Andy absolutely not missing out on doing a hula hand start. Just gets that 300 rupees right there. Island has a small key as well.
Yeah, the only thing that's kind of unfortunate for Andy there is just getting back to CAC for that bottle vendor check. But the fact that we have a couple of connectors there, I think that easily pushes him in that direction anyway. Okay, but we are getting a new set of checks from Andy here over on the east side of the world, the light world. We do find Mini Moldorm Cave. So very nice 5-item location. And Wulfy is actually going to give us some of those other entrances of Hyrule Castle.
8 Moon Pearl. $20. Heart container, $20. So there's not Moon Pearl. That's nice.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Wulfy found the mire area through that Hyrule Castle entrance, and also giving us the right, or the big chest entrance for Turtle Rock. So we are going to get a bunny revive here as well in Turtle Rock, and we'll see how far Wulfy decides to take this. And another chest over in Sahasrahla, this time just a compass. Now, I'll be very curious to see how Wulfy plays this. One thing to watch out for if you're unaware, while Wulfy does not have the Moon Pearl, there's that bunny beam that we're about to find inside of this room. And if a bunny beam touches you and you are a bunny revival, you will become a bunny again. You won't go back.
Unless you freeze it with the ether coin and it just goes away.
Yeah, that works too. So Andy's going to give us that cave down here as Wulfy finds powder. So interesting. That is a 4-key locked magic powder. And hey, there's Eastern Palace, near Eastern Palace, and we find out it's a crystal. Don't know if that might be a 5, 6, or a regular crystal, but all we know for sure is it is a crystal.
Let's check in TR here. Wulfy is just 10 arrows.
Yeah, Wulfy's going to give us the rest of this front of, or this mire area checks. That Ether Medallion is interesting at this point, because when Andy finds his way there, he'll have the ability to open up mire. Andy getting a second key to pod. And I thought maybe Wulfy was heading back to Hyrule Castle. I was wrong. I think we're going to get the shooting gallery exit from TR, actually. So this is a nice little trick here. Imagine we're going to get this. Yep, we're going to get the nice, simple bomb jump, get against the wall, drop a bomb. As the bomb launches, you just hold to the left. There you go, over the rail, and you're at this entrance to got the shooting gallery door. And it's desert area, so we're going to get to see a couple more entrances.
Well, there's a book.
Okay, I mean, mirror-ish locked, or connector locked for that book. And there's our mushroom. Okay. Mushroom and a powder very early in this seed for Wulfy. Meanwhile, Andy is in the dark working through. Eastern still. And our Light Hype Cave entrance was just a fairy fountain as we get a GT key out of the vanilla big chest in Eastern Palace. Very smooth setup there for Wulfy on that check. Or on that fake flipper.
He's gonna go turn in that mushroom right now.
Yeah, you just, like, knowing where Magic Shop is, whenever you get back to it, you want to have that as an easy access. Okay, Sanctuary drop down. What is at the Sanctuary? It is Lumberjack Ledge, and that is $5. That is not any way whatsoever on our minds for the rest of the seed. But that does mean we have a very unfortunate drop down at the pyramid today. Captain, do you know what's there?
I believe that'd be the Kakariko Well.
It is a Cack Well. That is 5 items locked behind Ganon's Tower. And yeah, I don't know about you, but I hate the climb for that set of checks. And if you tell me that there are any runners who do enjoy it, I will tell you they're lying.
I'm glad I got that right, honestly.
We did also see Wulfy check out the east side of Hyrule Castle. I believe that led to the Dark Potion Shop, so...
And you're gonna get the good news. Aga 1 is not required today, so...
Yeah, we'll see how, both of our runners look at this. There's some gamble nature to trying to go after a GT climb. We'll see how this works. We do have a GT speed on Andy's side already. None over with Wulfy. Andy's about to get his lamp. So that puts into logic a lot of the stuff he has been working through.
Little surprised we haven't found a connector up to the mountain yet.
Yeah, we've still got a couple of areas, and the thing is like both of our runners are going to try and avoid a little bit of these glove-locked areas. When do you want to drop down or when do you want to go to like South Shore and Ice Rod Cave knowing there's a whole connector there? Or a whole entrance you can't do much with. Now, for Andy, though, at this point, like, he might be heading back for this Fortune Teller here entrance and possibly do a bit more of Dark World because he knows he has logical access. And I say that as he walks right by. I guess this is Bottle Vendor because he never got to purchase Bottle Vendor yet. This is the first time he's been back to CAC with money.
And also the bombable hut down here that you did not have a bomb for.
Yeah, we said that was Smith, so
right.
No value yet, but just nice to know that you found it. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of our 2 connectors here in Kakariko, as you said, we've got that Fairy Ascension Cave as well as Hookshot Cave. One of those 2 could be mountain access for sure in some form. But I like this play from Andy saying, I've got a Pearl and I've got an easy access point to Village of Outcast. I did the Skull Woods area. Let's do some more Dark World here. And we also get a couple of free items with this play. If he goes south, we do have Dig Game and Stumpy. So lots of options here.
Here's the first look at these sound interest. It's nothing.
Hello, Scam Game. And Wulfy also heading into Eastern Palace. So neither runner playing the gamble here. And there's Pod.
Ooh.
But yeah, one of the discussions we usually see a lot of question of is, do you dip a dungeon like Eastern Palace, especially without Big Key or Bow? And today, there's no discussion to be had for either runner. They're just both going with this dive. Given how early they found it, I don't disagree with the play. So I don't think we got anything of all that importance from this play. So not huge, but nice, at least to get these out of the way. I think the best thing we might have gotten was a GT key on Andy's side.
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Maybe a pod key as well, so...
Yeah, pod key, yep.
Yep, there's that pod key. And Andy is heading for the back of Palace of Darkness. Going to take those 2 keys and maximize his checks. It is a green pendant, so in his mind, probably thinking, I don't really care as much about the Helma kill. I'd rather get, I've got 6 items or 5 items back here, starting off with a shield.
Kind of setting up a death warp there from the Dark Maze.
Yeah, because he also skipped the Stalfos drop down and the Mimic side. Because I'm sure he will go for a Mimic clip or even a camera unlock. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, he does have a blue potion. That's true.
Yeah, and I think we would save that blue potion, but it's an option. Question in chat: does the basic shield do anything? It does. It blocks spears and arrows, so there is some value to it. Very nice hammer jump on Andy's side. And we'll get some of that Dark Maze. Of course, we had to skip the big chest. And he is well set up for his Death Warp. And yeah, there we go. There's one of our rods, in particular, the Ice Rod.
So all this locked behind 6 pod spalls, so pretty deep in the logic chain so far, but nice to find nonetheless.
Yeah, it's a good find early. And here we go. We are going to get that the Stalfos drop down as well as the Mimics. And yeah, some more talk in chat about, the importance of shields. Yes, we have definitely had quite a few of us have done a fake flipper heading to the friend under the bridge and had a blue guard try to shoot us with arrows only for that shield to save us. We are all thankful for Baby Shield. Meanwhile, we're getting our first look at the dam here on Wulfy's side, and it is the Mire Shed. So 2 free items. A small key to Thieves and a big key to Tower of Hera. Very nice.
Not too bad. These sounds fall, of course, blocking 1 item there. And yep, we're gonna do a mimic clip here. See how fast Andy can do this. So he's doing some pause buffer strats, trying to move the mimic into the wall. And then when he just gets in there enough, he's just gonna move the mimic off the screen, and then so he's not on the screen anymore. The game just says, "Oh, there's no more mimics left. I can open the door." There we go. Oh, it's back.
Well, the other thing I did realize is Wulfy found the other end of Fairy Ascension Cave and ended up back in Kakariko. So instead, Wulfy's going to check out Hookshot Cave connector. Yeah, and I did notice that I thought I saw Andy have have a bit of trouble with his camera unlock in pod. I wasn't sure exactly what happened there. And the other end of Hookshot Cave is our bumper ledge.
Andy found the Desert Palace Big Key on the Moloch side of pod as well.
Yeah, so that is a way for us to take down Landmolus. He never spent that small key he stole, so definitely something to consider. But yeah, Andy used that blue potion and unfortunately just doesn't even have it now. We did find now Thieves Town, though, here at the archery game entrance.
No big key yet, so we can't quite beat this, but about another pod small.
Well, and knowing where that ice rod was, locked behind 6 pod smalls, definitely a high possibility we need all 6. So they should all be coming at a pretty decent clip. Meanwhile, Wulfy is heading towards our curiosity shop here in the Dark World. And we find... Oh, that is our Death Mountain Descent Cave. And yeah, Wulfy's not sure about that one. You know, we got the lamp to get through it, but doesn't want to go through at this point.
Well, Andy found the bow in the big key chest of Thieves Town.
Very nice find. So that does mean that big key for Desert is in logic. Of course, Landmolus still out of logic without the small key, but you know, I don't think he cares, and I'm sure nobody else would care. So
I care.
You care? I'm glad.
I care. Here's the digging game. We got another small key. The TR.
Yeah, and 2 Turtle Rock small keys is great in this mode. 2 is more than enough to make all the checks. So very easy to get everything. Meanwhile, Wulfy going through those Skull Woods checks we saw Andy Bunny revive for. I think the worry here for Wulfy is, do we have any way back to the front of the Lost or the Skull Woods area, or are we going to have to do a save and quit if he decides to go for that middle or that front area? And yes, it does appear that Wulfy forgot about his Cane of Samaria there. A little bit of a time spend for that, but nothing too bad. Andy finding us Swamp Palace there at the bomb shop. And because Wulfy was not a bunny, he actually found an even better connector. Or a better drop down to get to Skull Woods. That one in the bushes led to the pot circle room. So not only will Wulfy be able to do all the same checks Andy did, he's going to have a small key at the end of this.
Very nice.
Yeah, so Wulfy is not going to be looking for another Skullwood small key in this seed. He is great shape there. Meanwhile, Andy finding a Paradox Cave.
Hello, 7 items. Silvers.
How about free
CT?
Oh no.
Neat.
Yeah, that GT Big Key. To anybody who's a little bit wondering why I'm not psyched about a GT Big Key, guess what? With that Big Key, that bow, and that lamp, we have access to the mini Moldorm room of GT in Logic right now. So, hello to our available climb, and hello to ZSR3, the raid.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. We are in a Link to the Past randomizer Crosskeys tournament race here featuring Wulfy versus Andy. Here's week 4 of the Swiss rounds. This is 3-0 matchup.
And Andy found actually that the top of Paradox Cave is the Mire end. So he'll be able to check out these other entrances in this area and then just end up back in Dark World, because we do have we have the Meyer Medallion in Ether. So he is not locked here. Oh, and here comes Magic Bat. Just 10 arrows.
Yeah,
Andy finding that Hyrule Castle man entrance. Like, okay, that's something I didn't check, but I'm happy we don't need to worry about it now.
Yeah, the powder I didn't really expect to be too much to be a lock behind 4 TR smalls. It was more than likely not going to be anything useful.
Yeah, usually not.
Andy's gonna come over here and he's gonna get his powder out of the lava chest here in TR. As Wulfy's gonna check this connector that's gonna take us back into the village, and he's gonna do his village checks now.
And Andy is just going to skip that pokey key. He's like, I'm not playing with a pokey. I don't care if it's got a small key. I don't need to fight it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's so weird because you don't really need that many TR smalls to pull clear TR.
No, realistically, like the fact that he has 2, as long as you can find the other entrances, you're already good. The only thing that really gets interesting is like if we cannot find Laser Bridge.
Andy is going to be able to do one more check in TR here as well, though.
Well, the question becomes, does he actually go through that door? No.
Okay. I mean, he could have checked the one chest down there in the room and see where the front of TR was, but he decides not to.
Well, instead he's going to take that bomb jump and find out that, hey, shooting gallery is over in the desert area.
Well, he finds Pod here. See where Andy wants to go next. He's going to check the desert cave here. Just the mushroom.
Yeah, we'll see how fast he rushes this.
Yeah, good look at our desert ledge. I don't believe we saw this on Wulfy's side.
I think we saw that was the book.
Oh, that was the book. You're right. I remember now. He is going to give us a look at the cave entrance over here.
Yeah, and that's where our Fairy Ascension cave was.
Yeah.
So that's what Wulfy took to get back to Kakariko to check Hookshot Cave connector. So, we said that we thought there was a good chance that Fairy Ascension or Hookshot Cave would give us Death Mountain access. Apparently, they just give us access to other areas we have great access to. If you want to get to the mountain, you're going to have to find a different way. Luckily for both of our runners, no great amounts of health and no armor upgrades yet. We are really relying on Death Warp so far. And there is Ganon's Tower.
Hi, GT. Does Andy want to sequence break the right side here? Looks like he does.
He's at least going to give us Tile Room. The Tile Room is in Logic right now. We'll see how much further he goes from there. The room after this is out of Logic without Fire Rod, but there are ways. So we're almost through the tower room here for Andy. Just a couple.
Like he's setting up a death warp, though. He might not go on any. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and say no thanks. Take a look at the torch item, maybe. Maybe he would climb.
I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Wulfy does get that ice rod out of pod, so getting pretty much the same checks as Andy was able to get.
And he says, no thanks, I don't want to climb. Don't blame him.
Yeah, it's a little early for that. Like, I think you'd be hoping for either a hook or a pair of boots. So no reason to kind of push it at this moment.
Yeah, there's only really 4 items upstairs in GT, and not really worth it at this point. Want to go back with some better equipment. Okay, we'll go into the Ice Rod Cave area here.
Yeah, unfortunately, we will not be able to check out the liftable rocket Ice Rod Cave, as Wulfy also gets into that Thieves' Town. A French vanilla Ice Rod Cave. Well, the fairy side of it. Hello to our raid from ZSR4. Welcome. We are in the middle of a Swiss Week 4 Crosskeys tourney matchup between Wulfy and Andy. Both of our runners, of course, in the 3-0 bracket right now, looking to continue their path towards trying to reach brackets for this tournament. Definitely 2 very experienced Crosskeys runners, very strong in the field. So Wulfy, of course, getting that first bow. Andy had found silvers not so soon after that, so 2 very free bows indeed. And there's some bombs under the bridge, so nothing too beneficial there. But we're going to continue for some more fake flipper checks.
Hey, he was down to 3 bombs. He needed those.
Yes, you're right. I mean, when you don't get to buy a capacity upgrade early, any bombs are good bombs.
So this is going to be a play into the waterfall cave here. Since we do have the move ball, we can go in there if we need to.
Yeah, I was wondering if we might see Hylia Island, but no, we are going to get this play into the Zora waterfall first. And that is our Spec Rock drop down. And yeah, Andy's going to just scout this.
Oh,
wow, there's the boots.
He wishes he had those for... he could just hover across that gap, but... Okay, so we're going to want to find the other side of that cave.
Definitely wanting to find the other side of Spectacle Rock now. That is a very nice spot to find, and unfortunately, we just don't have it yet. Zora Ledge is nothing with just a piece of heart, but Andy does have the money for this, and we are going to get to see it.
Not logic, we don't have flippers, we don't have a glove, but we'll see if Zora wants to give us something good here.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. I've seen worse pickups. Let's be honest. We have been scammed a lot worse in our lives. So $500 for half magic, good trade.
Oh, there's our bomb shop there at the Hylia shop. We got Turtle Rock and Eastern Ballast for our 5-6 crystals. So that bomb shot's not really that far from the other one, so that's not a bad place for that road.
Andy has seen the Hyrule Castle main Hyrule Castle West entrance. So, yep, this is going to be our east side entrance of Hyrule Castle. Find out where that one goes. I don't think we saw this check from Wulfy either, because Wulfy went into Hyrule Castle and came out the main entrance, check Mire area, and went out shooting gallery of Turtle Rock. So this is new information, and oh, maybe it's not new info. It is not. I just didn't mark the connector. We saw this. Yeah, Dark Potion Shop. Meanwhile, Wulfy did also find Paradox Cave, gonna get silvers and that big key to GP. That's right, I have it marked on my tracker. I just forgot that I didn't add the connector. But Andy is heading back into Desert Palace. This looks like a... I want to check Big Chest, and I want to check Potion Shop. You know, took the time to turn in that mushroom, and we got a big key to Desert. Why not pair these together right now?
There's $20 there in the big chest. Well, if he finds the front of Meyer there, he's gonna go ahead and open it back up in case he wants to go back in. Go ahead.
No, completely correct. You know, he had done the rest of this area, so I'm not surprised we're going to see opening up Meyer to head back through. Now, I will wonder if we get to see a save scum coming from Andy. So we get the Hera map off of Mushroom. Not a big deal. Find out that Hera is also a crystal, and yeah, Eastern being that red crystal. So Andy got to see that. Is Andy gonna set up or perform a death warp for the save scum of this Desert Palace key he stole?
Certainly looks like he is headed that way.
I'm just not sure because it looks like he's heading first for the Desert East exit. Which unfortunately means he's going to be locked out because this was at Bonk Rocks behind Link's house.
He's like, oops.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate feeling because I think he really wanted, he wants the save scum here. He's all in on trying to see if this Desert Small Key was worth something else.
At least it wasn't too far away.
Yeah, he wants this. He's going to take the Death Warp here, and then he'll go and check right side. Or is he not going to save scum? I guess realistically, he didn't get anything from the play. GT small. Yeah, he'll. I think he'll reset if this is nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. It was worthless. 2 worthless checks. Even the big chest and the other info he gained, he's not really hurt for it. So why not?
Hope he picks up his map, Hera. Buys a blue potion. So, okay, well, Andy's gonna go check Bat here.
Yeah, unfortunately, both of our runners having to make nice long walks back into Kakariko area. Pretty slow.
Yeah, I imagine Andy will walk back into Kakariko to check those connectors next, as well as Wulfy is gonna go back to this connector here.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Deadland Molus soon.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, silver arrows, that makes it pretty free, so.
Yeah, this is gonna be another quick fight coming up.
I have a feeling Andy's gonna be right behind him here as well.
Yep, we're gonna have 2 very Deadland Molus momentarily. Although Andy deciding no, he is not. He is actually going back into Village of Outcast and gonna check North Dark World.
Yeah, so I said Andy's not going to desert.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
One, two, and three silver arrows. Down goes Landmo for Wulfy, and we get a small key 2. DT. And our first crystal of the match. And Andy's actually going to take this Death Mountain Descent connector. So we're going to find where this goes. And yes, our Ganon's Tower is on Mini Moldorm Cave entrance. So that is DDM Bridge, and Sea House is our other side here with a small key 2. Hyrule Castle, not an important one for sure.
You don't need that one now. All right,
No.
Here's Bumper Cave. This is new information here. Andy giving us, well, those bastards in Dark World are a little tougher. Oh, there's the mountain.
You said we had mountain access somewhere. We did. We just had to check that right one. And that's actually the back of the old man. You got a shop there.
Just a couple more entrances we can check here. Hopefully one of them is the old man in rescue.
Yeah, unfortunately, it could be any of these, but it could also be at Tower of Hera, so we'll find out soon.
So when they do save the old man, they're going to have a pretty quick and easy save a quick spot back to Death Mountain here.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, there's the hammer on top of Spec Rock.
And there's our old man rescue.
So hammer is mirror locked.
Yeah, that's the thing. For almost being an hour in, we really do not have great access to the world. We've got some good items between our silver arrows, our lamp, Arcane of Samaria, even the cape's really nice. But we just don't have great movement yet. No flute, no boots. We know where the boots are. But like, without real Dark World access, we're lucky to have connectors that kind of help us out today. We're just missing a lot.
Yeah, there's no glove. No mirror for that hammer. Got one more entrance to check up here on the mountain. And now Andy goes to the desert. Gonna get that GT Swall. Oh, there's Spec Rock. Wulfy's gonna get those boots.
Yeah, nice little boots advantage coming in for Wulfy here. First to them.
And Wulfy's gonna get this information here that this was accessible. So he's probably gonna go back in and check the drop down. Because yeah, you can't really go anywhere from there. So. See where this other entrance is gonna go.
Okay.
Dark Death. And he gets a GT Swallow and a crystal for desert. Arrow game. Okay.
If we were hurting for money, that would be a really, really nice find, but we're doing pretty good there. And Wulfy's heading right back to Death Mountain. Wants to it looks like check the Dark Death Mountain on the west side. Meanwhile, Andy is going to go through the Hookshot Cave entrance. Big deal here, of course, is that it did lead us to the bumper ledge. And Andy's like, nah, I've checked all those entrances. So we're going to go back. This could be Andy going for the bumper ledge check as well now. So we're pretty well even at this moment.
Oh, we got 2 more entrances to check here. We got Spike Cave here. Spike Cave being Spiral Cave. Thank you, game.
No. At least it's not at the worst spot. Like, if this is another connector, like, I'm sorry. Like, that's terrible. It's Mire. So we're gonna get some Mire checks here.
Oh, if we had the Mire Bicky. Yeah, there's 6 items in here we can get, so this and he finally makes it up the mountain here.
Yeah, with the fact that we really have not found a lot of other options, like, this is kind of the moment. Like, I think there's a great chance that this holds something to this seed.
Like some bobs.
Yeah, exactly what I meant, you know. I mean, Wulfy was under 10. You're right.
Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say, we're running low there. Come on.
And he does get that Scout of the Hammer as well.
There's no fire rod here. Got this slow way.
Of course, what does our cutscene chest have today here in Mire? This is, as always, 3 small key locked, but we don't care. We did have 1 to enter, so makes life for routing a lot better.
And he saves his old man, and the old man says, "Here's $1, sonny. Don't spend it out in one place." Thank you, old man.
$20 off of our vanilla big chest here in Mire, so nothing yet. 2 checks in, and we haven't found that item that really feels like it was really calling for us.
But Andy about to find some good news. Find the other side of Spec Rock here after this entrance. I mean, and he's gonna know. Ooh, boots. Oh, there's the desert swall. So that's gonna another GT small key. We might have to climb.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, and Andy walks in. He's immediately like, "Yep, go,
Yep,
I want
that.
Yep."
Oh, that's the Master Sword there on the bridge chest in Mire.
That so far is the best thing we found, and not even hugely necessary. It's a start.
White chest, just 10 arrows. 1 more check here in Mire.
10 more arrows.
Alright. Yeah. And that will do it.
And Andy right behind, about to find Spiral Cave. We'll see if he just goes straight for Spiral. Nope, he also is like, oh. Gonna give us a quick look at the Mire area, or the Mire check here. So he'll probably make the same clear that we just saw from Wulfy. And a little bit of hesitation, but eventually decides yes.
I mean, you just got the boots. You have access to Myra now. You might as well do it, right? I mean,
So, and just at this point, like, it's just a few minor differences of checks. Like, you know, Wulfy has done the Meyer check at this point, and yes, that is a pendant for Misery Mire. I neglected to mention that earlier. So that map for Andy, giving him a little bit of info. But yeah, like, so Andy's working through Mire after Wulfy already did this. Wulfy has not done the Zora check as well as Right Side of Desert. So there's a couple of checks between the two of them they each have not done. So like, yeah, Wulfy's saying, I've got boots. Let's immediately check out Right Side of Desert.
so Boots gives us a couple more checks here to do as well, like Monk Rocks for one. Dark World Monk Rocks in Dark World by Link's House.
Yes, that does give us the Link's House Bonk Rocks in Dark World. So 2 checks of entrances. We do have, of course, access to the Monk Shot chest and Hookshot Cave. So that's an option.
Yeah, Wulfy is gonna find GT down here.
Yeah, and this is another set of checks that Wulfy has not yet made. So as I said, you know, there's these few little differences between what they've done so far. Nobody's really established any advantage yet, just based off of the checks they've made.
So there is one check in logic down here. Oh, I was gonna say on the left side. The map chest, the double firebar room, is in logic with boots. You could check that if you really wanted to, but
We need a hammer first, though.
that's what I said. We need a hammer for that
Yeah.
either. So we're not gonna do it. Yeah. Way to go, me. I did it.
We will see if Wulfy decides to break Right Side with 3 GT small keys at this point. Might be a little more inclined than Andy was at the moment. You know, Andy came in with only 1 small key, probably saying, I don't really want to go for this Right Side and burn my only small key to make all these checks. For Wulfy, it's like, I've got 3, why not just do all of Right Side and go straight to Ice Armos? Andy also setting up very nicely for his Death Warp. There's that Turtle Rock small key on Wulfy's side, and yep, we are going to get Right Side here. So, cool way about doing this, or how you have to do it. First, you must head into this room, kill all the enemies to open up the door. What this does is it gives you a nice little drop-down, quick warp to the top of the screen. And then what we need to do is, so Wulfy's going to go for killing all the enemies.
Eventually, thank you.
Yep. Set up this block. So this is the setup you want. And what you need to do is you need to bomb jump over. Nicely done on that first setup. You light this, and then you fall, warp to the top of the room here, and now it is a mad dash to get all these torches lit and get through the door.
Oh, that'd be hard without boots.
Yes. And very nicely done. Wulfy is through and into the rest of Right Side.
And he finding the pyramid ledge there in the Dark World, so pyramid just had 10 arrows though. Big key to swamp, fire shield, $50. And a big key to pod.
Okay. Did Andy get there through the old man start point? Did I miss that?
Yes, that is the old man save and quit.
Okay, nice.
Because Wulfy took the back of old man before he did not check the front. So we'll go to the pod area now, check out these entrances here, and we find Hera. And a sword.
And Andy does have the Tower of Hera big key, so this is another clearable crystal for Andy. Nothing out of our GT big chest, so nothing really coming of this. Like, the pod big key is a nice find for Wulfy, but not necessarily something he's gonna try to exploit too quickly. Probably hoping for a little more before really going after that. $20 in Bob's chest, so really hoping for something off of this play. Okay, $100 there for Andy and Hera. Blue mail. Small key to TR. Map to Swamp, and Andy got a compass. So nothing major for Wulfy or Andy yet so far. Biggest item really is the fact that Wulfy got that pod big and Andy gets a tempered sword so far.
Here is the Moldor with what you felt.
Yeah, unfortunately, Moldorm was like, I don't like which corner you came in, or the moment you came in, so try again. And yeah, Wulfy is heading out of GT for now.
Oh.
Did Andy get a hit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a poke. Okay.
Oh, a glove!
We got a glove! Wow! At 1 hour and 8 minutes, we have our first glove.
Very nice.
Oh, wow, folks. That is very nice. You know, you go forever in this mode without a glove, and then you finally get your first one, and it's a good feeling.
Dark Flute 5 for Andy. Okay, that's another connector.
And given his current loadout, he's feeling pretty good to be able to get back through it. So...
Thanks, game.
Yeah, and he was like, do I want to run out of the maze? No, I don't.
He saved $110.
Yep.
Like, if he would have checked that the other way, he would have just lost $110. So.
I gotta say, one of my favorite questions is always, how do you route in pod? Apparently you just find pod and you're okay.
Alright, here is the Bonk Rocks for Andy. Wulfy giving us the Lake Hylia check here. It's just a stop though, and that was
we had a fortune teller out of the Bonk Rocks, but Andy's going to be able to take this also over to Death Mountain Ascent.
Nice splash solution there.
Hey, there's the front of TR you were talking about earlier.
No.
So while Andy did not use his key to get to the front, he found it.
Okay. One check in here we're gonna do is just the map to that dungeon, which is a crystal. Okay.
Cool.
Is that the actual map chest in TR? Or is that
Yes.
the compass? Okay, that was a vanilla map.
Wait, I think... Is that the...
It's either the map or the compass chest.
I'm getting some... I'm not sure. Sorry, I don't know all my vanilla chests always.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we already knew that TR was a 5-6 based on Wulfy's side.
Yeah. Well, now
Hey.
Andy knows.
And Andy is going to give us Hookshot Cave, so we're going to get to first check that Bonk Shot chest, and of course, all the other chests. He is going to give us some hover action here, so see if he gets anything major out of this. First up, another small key to Palace of Darkness. Not much of a gain. Nice use of Samari to get rid of our 2 berries. Meanwhile, Wulfy is going to give us that front of gate check front of old man check as well. So he should have his glove momentarily. Small key to Meyer.
Not really useful.
No, nothing really gained from these hovers. And another map, this time to Thieves Town. So the information, not terrible, but really the hovers not hang out directly this time. And that's one of the things you always have to think about is like, you know, it's cool to kind of get some checks and we find out it's Crystal Thieves. It just doesn't always give anything. Oh, Ice Palace. We do not have Bombos. We do not have Fire Rod. We are not able to do anything within Ice Palace right now. Even with those 2 Ice Palace small keys.
I guess the real question here is, where's that mirror?
Yeah, that mirror is really starting to be the big question mark. I am very curious who finds it and where. Yeah, Wulfy about to get that glove off of Moldorm. Not too far behind Andy. Like I said, both runners are kind of just making opposing checks. One person hits this area, the other person hits a different one, and then they just trade. No real advantages yet gained. Hey, there's Ice Rod Cave for Andy. What is our item in this chest? But another heart. And the Sand card at that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my map and I'm thinking, where is the play? You know, everybody's been kind of saying GT Climb is looking more and more attractive. I don't disagree, folks. We are rapidly running out of checks, and I will not be shocked to find out our progression is in Ganon's Tower. Wait, I missed. Where did Andy set up the water walk? Did he set that up in Ice Rod Cave for this?
He might have.
He might have, because I missed that setup.
Wow.
Very nice. That's
Right.
heads up, and I just missed it. Wow. Good call. Extra checks here. And he finds Blind Tut. Very nice. 5 items.
So this is flipper locked, right?
Yeah, this is going to be completely flipper locked unless we find a connector to this area. We do find the Quake Medallion. And so far, that's all.
Yep.
Yeah, Blind Tut not really giving us anything this time. Besides Quake, and we already know that Ether is Meyer, so it really is a question of, do we need TR?
Wulfy had a hearty left there fighting the pod. That enters 2 pod. Okay, there's a fairy. One more check here. And just a shop, so yeah. Not much going on there.
So yeah, what we do know for sure is the Quake Medallion is flipper locked at this point. And Andy is did that fake flipper. Gotta make the same check we're getting from Wulfy here. Both of them converging on Quakefish. Like I said, just the checks is kind of back and forth, you know. Andy's made some of his glove checks that Wulfy just got the glove for. But Wulfy did GT. It's just this very tight race back and forth. You know, this is what you get when you have 2 great runners of Crosskeys.
So Wulfy's probably going to do the opposite of what Andy did and hit that whirlpool to go into...
yeah, Wulfy's going to go to Dark Ice Rod Cave. Well, and like, whereas Andy had to be careful with his water walk, Wulfy's going to at least have some iframes with this play. So yeah, as you can see, he sets up on that far left side. He's giving himself some momentum to the right so then he can use the iframes to get onto the dock, get up into this area safely. Very well executed. And I think Andy's out of checks, and he knows...
Yeah.
I gotta go to GT. He knows it. Chat knows it. We know it. It's GT at this point. Something's up there.
Oh, he's going to check right side first.
And that's a fair play. He has the keys.
At least we're a little bit better equipped for GT Climb here with that Temper Sword. We got Silvers. Not climbing with just Fire Sword.
Yeah, this is a good set of equipment. So just as we saw this play from Wulfy, we're going to get the same play of doing the bomb jump over to the torch. Very nicely done. And then the same mad dash to get all the other torches lit, get through that door. Just shows the experience of both of our runners, both pulling it off beautifully in this. Wulfy finding that front entrance of TR. I think really we're going to be able to establish a little bit of an advantage, and I can't even call it a lead because I don't know if there's some checks on either side, but both runners, you know, it might just be the lead could be who finds or who starts this climb first. And yes, this whole set of checks on Andy's side and what Wulfy did earlier are both out of logic right now. You are expected to have a fire rod to do this. So
Andy knows the path from this way.
yeah, I don't know that. I'm sorry.
No.
I would have bonked it either way.
Mirror.
Oh, whoa! That was a mirror. Was that the liftable rock down by desert?
But was it?
I
Yes,
think
it
so.
was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huge fine for Wulfy. You know, we thought it was GT climb. No, it is a mirror in desert area. That is huge right now. Andy's right next door, so he could go for it, but I think he's thinking climb.
Yeah, you just check the big chest here at GT and you start climbing. I mean, there could still be something useful up here, but
well,
yeah.
even if there is, like, here's the bigger question. You know, Wulfy goes back to GT. Wulfy has the option for left side before even climbing. This is big, and like Wulfy can even do the right side of the mountain before even considering this GT climb.
Yeah, don't forget your hammer.
And here we go. Andy climbing GT. If there's nothing up here, could be a very big use of time, as Wulfy is just gonna, you know, that hammer is huge already.
It's a chicken hut at Hera, just some bobs though.
Like, we've kind of had both of our runners following very similar routes. This is the divergence you're hoping for to see, to really start making a difference in this race. And who's going to really benefit from this one?
So we're going to see Andy finish GT here. He's going to be able to chop down and get... Oh, there's our fourth sword on the floating island there as well.
Yeah, we actually know how to get there.
Yeah. So Andy's going to probably clear out GT here for the well as well. There's sick kid.
Yeah, just $300. Yeah, the question just becomes, like, if Andy gets something that brings him further away from that entrance, like, that's the bigger question. You know, if Andy finds a fire rod in, like, mini Moldormer, he could go, hey, that fire rod's in Logic right now, and maybe I should be checking the front of Ice Palette. And, like, that could just bring him further away from Mirror and thus further away from the camera.
And there's the Old Man Escaped Run. Okay. So what do you do now that you're Wulfy, now that you have normal Dark World access? You go to the Dark World. That's what you do.
I mean, with that mirror, I completely understand. I would have thought maybe we get a play over to the Mire area again. That mirror does open up four entrances, actually. Front of desert, back of desert, left desert, and checkerboard, and also gives us that book. That it looks like we're going to get a K45 check and race.
Flew to top of GT.
That's... It's nice mobility. I don't think it's enough of a payout. Like, the mobility is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's just not what we need right now. And yeah, still nothing on this climb.
So Wulfy headed back to Paradox Cave here. As Andy takes on Aga 2.
And okay, there we go. Wulfy did make the play back over to the Mire area. So gonna get that book. Also give us a bunch of connector or a bunch of other entrances.
What? Oh, Agatu said. Okay, cool. Hey, I missed it. Chesscape, 300 rupees. Back of Desert leads to Back of Skull.
Very interesting find there. That is a clearable or beatable dungeon. Of course, out of Logic, based on our key situation. But we do know that... was that a misfire from Wulfy?
I think he just wanted to go check the the bottom chest first, I guess.
Interesting. Piece of heart for Andy there. Still nothing in the well. More bombs, and 20 bucks. So yeah, the GT climb.
Oh, the hook shots in the bottom of Go Woods. Wow. Okay, so that's left side GT now.
Yeah, and what that means is Wulfy likely is able to go, after these checks, probably does a GT kind of sweep. Maybe we get the climb still from Wulfy, but at this point, not a huge deal. Now, this, of course, is a bit easier of a bomb jump on Wulfy's side. Really worth the knowledge. What you can do is you line yourself up against that wall and the notch there, and then you can just drop a bomb and bomb yourself across that gap and get easy torch lighting. So, really, that's a kind of a staple play in Crosskeys, worth learning.
Let's see what Andy finds this Back of Skull Woods. He can't do it. He doesn't have an extra small key.
Yeah, that's still a major problem for him at this point, as we don't even know what the prize is here for Skull. But down goes the Moth. Easy fight with that Tempered Sword, and we get the shovel and a crystal. So yeah, Andy needs another small key.
Looks like Andy's gonna find that where he needs to go here. That's a rock. Gonna get that mirror. See where the front of desert takes us today. Castle Tower.
Yeah, I do see a bit of a discrepancy here in what our runners have marked. Ice is marked as crystal for both. I'm not sure for sure.
So if our tracker is correct, then Swamp would be our last pendant.
Well, and that's what Wulfy has marked on his own tracker right now.
And he's got his hammer now.
So Andy's going to be down a bit of time here, but you know, there's just a few things that are really going to start piling up here. Wulfy having that extra time with the hammer is nice. The key situation is also a lot better for Wulfy on this one. Having that Skullwood small key, he'll be able to get that moth, or he's able to get the moth kill, whereas Andy can't kill the moth right now. He needs that skull small. And we get our first tablet check. Here's Ether Tablet, and it's a piece of heart.
Mambo Tablet. Oh yeah. All right. So yep. Okay. Andy finds so Andy's got like 80 checks to do up here on the mountain, so he's gonna be a bit here, and let's see where Wulfy wants to go next. Probably gonna check K45 entrance here, I believe.
Looks that way, as well as race game.
Alright. 45 is Waterfall Fairy with a compass, swamp, and a small key. Oh. Well, we can get the other chest in Castle Tower now.
Yeah, we can get both those chests in Castle Tower, so not a bad small key to find. We do know that Castle Tower is nothing, or is locking nothing, so the two chests in Castle Tower are very easy to get.
And left side race game is just a house, so... yeah, Wulfy didn't check the shovel when he was right there as well. So,
Yeah, and I think we also didn't even see a check of that Spiral Cave entrance on Dark Death Mountain. Now that I think about it. But, you know, tablet, here we go. We're gonna get our other tablet check. Although, apparently, our dead rocks aren't helping. Did Wulfy do Spiral Cave? My mistake. Wall kicks. Thank you. And Wulfy's actually going for his gold sword here.
Andy's giving us his check, so the Desert Palace area here. Gonna get that book. which we know hasn't led to anything yet. But we still have Ether Tablet to check, and yeah, Wulfy's not getting the gold sword.
Apparently not. Okay, my bad. I thought maybe we are going for it.
PR is Quake. We do have Quake if we want to open it.
Yeah, Andy realizing, don't have a...
He is going to get that hook shot, though.
Yeah, that's a nice find. It's just unfortunate, not able to kill our crystal boss here. Gonna, allow Wulfy to maintain a bit of a lead there on our crystal.
Okay, Ethan Tablet, have the other boomerang as well.
That other boomerang? I mean, can we refer to it nicely as the better boomerang?
No.
So yeah, we got the red rang off of our tablet there, and Wulfy is going to at least go for some more checks. Gonna do the drop down here.
The red boomerang's great. I love it.
And Spiral Cave entrance is nothing as well.
Yeah.
So...
Eddie going to right side desert here now. Got that small key.
Yeah, Andy remembering the fact that there was a GT small key here, and I think this could be him saying, I want to do the rest of GT. Yeah, he wanted that GT small key for this purpose alone.
Yeah, speaking of GT, Wulfy is headed back to the GT here.
Yeah, and depending on what Wulfy gets, I'll be very curious to find out if we see the climb from him as well.
Both runners converging into GT here. Here we go.
Yeah, that GT small key out of desert was not valuable enough to keep, but now that you're thinking I want to do the rest of the check, it does have at least some value. And there's our mitts. Oh my gosh. That's actually, honestly, for Andy, that's about as good of an item to find. Him having to go back to the mire area to get to Skull Woods, now we know at least, hey, I've got easy access to the back of Skull.
It's that. Oh, there's a Thief's on big key.
We do know we need that one. Yeah, and we have both the big and the small key to Thieves Town, so we've got really nice access to just fully clear that dungeon.
We got dueling boomerangs here. Andy using the blue, Wulfy using the red. You love to see it. Find the random room here for Wulfy. Of course, this will be the last checks here for Andy, as he's done everything else.
Yeah, and I don't know, for Wulfy, the completion of Rando Room, does that send you to a climb, or are you out of here? Okay, there's the mirror from Wulfy, nothing on Rando Room, and he is leaving. And Andy, this is his last 4 checks to finish up GT.
Yeah, we know that climb didn't really produce much. The flute, which we don't really need. We already have mire access, so... Wulfy finding the library that was $5 on it.
Andy might be going for Thieves Town. Thieves Town was in our Village of Outcasts. Or just outside of VOO, so he can check the hammer pegs, the peg house, and clear out Thieves Town now with his return to this area.
Could also do the Smith chain here. Smith was in Kakariko, so it's a fairly quick check as well.
Yeah, and he'll merge that in probably with the tablet. But there's Mimic Cave at the peg house.
If you can find a hammerlock location inside a hammerlock location, that's fine.
Yeah, perfect. And, you know, we were talking about the value of the flute. It's not huge in terms of requirement, but the amount of time that Wulfy had to spend doing this run back into Kakariko, you know, you're seeing it now in Thieves Town, where, like, I think Wulfy's heading here as well. He just has to go through the run to get back to the area, let alone the Hookshot Cave as well.
So what do we need at this point? We definitely need a fire rod. Flippers.
Oh,
hello, laser bridge.
Yeah, nice find for Wulfy.
And there's our blue cane. There's your bombs. The blue bombs. Blue piece of heart. I mean, red piece of heart. And you know, well, not much there. But
we do have access to Crystal Roller Room, and Crystal Roller, I have to say, is almost infamous in this mode of having something.
not today, though. We're gonna get a look at the bumper ledge entrance here. That was the Ice Palace. We're gonna mirror out, check the... Oh, we already checked that one. I knew that. Okay, Andy's making his way through Thieves Town here.
Yeah, we hadn't found anything yet, but we are into the back here, and there's another Mire key. And yeah, the big difference here is Wulfy's done a lot more of the mirror checks at this moment. Gotten to read tablets, obviously found Laser Bridge, so definitely has made more of the mirror checks at this point. Andy has been able to go into Thieves Town, do this. Might be able to have a smoother route with the tablets based on his timing of the mirror check and getting mitts before those mirror checks. So it's a trade-off between the two. I wouldn't say either really got a lot out of this. And yes, the big problem here is Andy needs a Skull Small Key. And we just haven't seen them yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know there's 2 in the world. It's just, where are they?
Well, we do have 5 pod small keys now, so maybe pod?
I mean, what? We got 10 checks originally, so we've got 4 left. And just 10 bombs off a blind for another crystal. So that's 3 crystals apiece now. But Wulfy not far behind for his 4th. And yeah, as we kind of fill out our crystal collections, Tawfile, hey, we still have that key on Lake Hylia Island, and it's looking really suspect.
Hey, we're still missing quite a few entrances here as well. We haven't even found out the dam yet, so
well, we haven't found flippers either, so
I mean,
blessings.
It was a pendant, so maybe it's not as important.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a mirror shield. Cool.
Sure, they were shieldsmiths today.
So, Andy, you gotta check hammer packs here.
Yeah, and it'll take hammer pegs into purple chest next, down to our tablet.
Kind of looked like hammer pegs, but
It kind of looked vanilla, but it was a different entrance. That was really deceptively nearly vanilla. Yeah, as we hit these pod smalls, pod's not looking bad. Like, we really are missing something for that. Like, a reason not to do the pod checks at this point. You know, you got 5 and a big, and it's green pendant. But yeah, Andy's route here is helping a little bit. Like, he's able to make these checks in a nicer line than what Wulfy could. So he's making up time at this point. It's just, there's little things that are nice for Andy here. Having the flute is nice, but he's behind. So I don't know if I'd say somebody's really got the advantage. I will say, like, Wulfy's not finding a next step right now either. So, like, I wouldn't be shocked to see Wulfy make a GT climb soon. And there's a big key, though, to Ice Palace. Wow, we still don't have any way to beat Ice, though. Give us fire, please, game.
Just give us Fire Rod.
Fire Rod or Bombos. We will take either of them gladly. Andy back into the eastern area. I am not sure what the check is on this one. I forget what this entrance is. Apparently I mismarked that one. I know eastern was down at the pegs.
Oh,
Spike Cave. Yeah.
And him using the cape here means he's probably going to run out of here as well and check some other things. There's the Fire Rod.
We've got fire, folks. There we go. Hello, Ice Palace. You have 8 items, and I want all of them. Meanwhile, Wulfy is going to give us that rest of the pod clear. So another really huge moment of divergence for this race. Who finds something off of X?
Yeah, Andy still needs that small key to Skull Woods.
Oh, and this is another interesting piece, is Andy remembers this leads to Bumper Ledge, and I didn't check what Light Bumper has. He's going to find Laser Bridge soon. So yeah, there's that Light Bumper Ledge. He is mirroring, he's finding Laser Bridge, so he knows where that entrance is now as well, which is going to be really nice for him. He's like, oh, cool. I actually kind of like this.
He had the TR big key. He can actually beat this right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't know where that big key is yet. I'm gonna... Is it a cop-out answer to say I think it's in Ice Palace?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's probably correct, but you know.
Meanwhile, we are getting the rest of these checks from Wulfy here in pod. I haven't seen anything really helpful. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of checks left. It's really the green pendant's kind of our big play here.
The big chest. There's bombs.
Oh, wow.
Well,
unfortunately, that's kind of the worst case scenario for Wulfy. That sends him to Ice Palace for the full clear with, like, when do you hit Fire Rod now? Fire Rod could become Go mode for Wulfy, and Spike Cave is really going to be back of mind for a while.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
The best thing we could find here for Wulfy is probably an Eastern Big Key. Eastern Big Key sends us back to Flute 5 to beat Eastern Palace, and Spike Cave is right there. So that might be the biggest, like, there's the boon for Wulfy if we find the Eastern Big Key here. Flippers.
In Ice Palace, sure.
Yep.
It's normal.
And yes, as Chad is pointing out, Wulfy also lacking the Ice Palace Big Key. That purple chest play could also make a big difference here. Andy getting to full clear Ice Palace could be a massive benefit. We do, of course, get our red mail now. Oh, and yes, good point from chat. I apologize. I missed that one. Our pod big key, which did lock the Bombos medallion, was right side of Ganon's tower. So Fire Rod locked that Bombos medallion. Fire locking fire.
Okay. Alright, there is a smoke. Okay, there's pod 6.
And the Ice Palace Big Key is locking nothing today, so that is not a huge problem for Wulfy. It's going to be a little less peace of mind when he finds the Ice Big, but not a big deal from the standpoint of being able to beat the dungeon or miss anything. You know, the other thing I've been waiting to see is where is the, you know, are we going to find a skull small key? Where is it?
East. There's 2 of them out there. They gotta be out there somewhere.
Right. I think chat's kind of just all in on this Hylia Island, and I'm kind of with them. Like, it's got to be, right?
Yeah. There's not many small keys left out there. It's gotta be a Skullwood small at this point.
The other piece here is, I think right after Andy beats Ice Palace, I think the best play for him is mirror and do the front of TR entrance. Because, yeah, we do have 2 checks on the right side of TR available to Andy right after this. So I think that's going to be his next play. But here we go. Cold Stare. 8 Fire Rod shots for Andy.
Oh, no.
Just gets off the script there as Wulfy's about to drop in as well with his Bombos medallion. So luckily, we are more than safe for this fight. This is kind of a formality of a boss for both of them. As we get another heart piece. So what did we really get here? A small key to Hera?
The 6 pod small?
The 6 pod small? Is that it?
That's about it, yeah.
Yeah, not much on this play, but it very nice script though for oh, and the flippers, fine. Sorry.
Sure,
That's right. I messed up there. Flippers.
So if we find the dam, we can do swamp.
Yeah, we've had that swamp small forever.
But yeah, those flippers aren't really locking anything else. We've already done all the flipper checks so far, so. Okay. For the TR, you had the Skullwood small?
Yeah, the question, are we in go mode? No, we are not in go mode. Here's what we're missing. We need an Eastern Palace big key. We need a TR big key. And Andy also needs a Skullwood small key. So Andy's 3 from go. Wulfy's also 3 from go. Wulfy needs the Fire Rod, the Eastern Palace big key, and the TR big key.
Speaking of the Eastern Palace big key, Andy just found it in front of TR. Yeah.
And that's actually, that's not great for Wulfy here. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, Fire Rod locks. So you need to do Spike Cave, go to the right side TR, and then go back for Eastern Palace. That's an interesting piece. And yeah, the other thing chat's starting to see is, you know, Andy is able to just route cleaner right now because of that flute. It's not required, but it's the smoothness of it all, and it's really showing. Although, here's a check we haven't seen, and we haven't been able to see. Wulfy has a shovel.
Nice. It's nothing, though.
And here's the thing, if Andy finds the TR big key, I think he rushes like Hylia. Like, if he remembers that's a small key, he's got to be thinking, it's skull small, I need a skull small, there's the skull small.
Hey, Wulfy running over here and get that purple chest.
Yeah, that was our
Ice
Palace big key coming in for him.
Yeah.
Not a great feeling. Luck hopefully doesn't ever feel tempted to go do it. We already saw this tablet from Wulfy, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get to the other castle tower check.
Okay. Eastern Palace not producing anything else. Let's get us our Andy is 6th or 5th crystal. Excuse me.
So in terms of entrances, where the dam could be, we have the Mimic Cave entrance, we have the Ice Palace entrance. GT is an entrance, but we don't have access to it, and we have the TR entrance. So we've got a few entrances where this dam could be, and it's looking more and more like dam for Swamp Palace might be required.
I missed what was the castle tower item?
By the looks of it, nothing much.
$20. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, big shout outs to our 2 trackers today. Daruk and Tawfile have been just huge helps.
Very much so.
Obviously, you know, Captain and I can talk. We're good at that part.
Well,
but we make mistakes.
Okay, oh, and Wulfy's gonna make the climb here in GT. Gonna get that flute at least.
Yeah, but as we know, that's gonna be about a 4-minute play for Wulfy here, and in that time, Andy's gonna also get through the rest of these pod checks.
The big key, big key chest spot having the map to Hyrule Castle. That's great. Do you beat pod if you're here? If you're Andy?
Given how much Andy has cleared, I feel like he's partly here to beat this dungeon. Like, he's chasing items. He's not chasing entrances. And this is his densest item location. So I think he's in it for the clear with a check of Sahasrahla right after. Yeah, and I see chat, saying this could help Wulfy get to the play for Spike Cave because Flute at least makes the Eastern Palace check a lot more appealing. I definitely see that. Just don't know if it's enough to get him there. But at the same time, I think Wulfy's just running out of items to check. Oh no. That was an error.
Did he mirror?
That was an accidental mirror for Wulfy. That hurts. That's a minute plus loss there, and yeah, that's ill time he can afford to lose here, unfortunately. This has been a great race so far, too, and you hate to see that kind of being one of those things that could make a huge difference here. But we've all done it, Talk to anybody at any level in this community, and that is the horror story for every runner. Meanwhile, Andy into the Dark Turtle Room here, burning through these turtles. And down goes Helma. 1 silver arrow does that job. Wulfy does, of course, have to get rid of the nice cycle for land mode 2, but understandably, ooh, really nice strategy there. Knowing he can't go for the silver arrow strats, does go for a cool Samaria strat. Unfortunately, the double spin did not hit. But still gets through the land mode 2 fight. And here's the good thing for Andy is Sahashwal is right here at Sick Kid. So beats pod, mirrors, and hey, I can go turn in green. And it's a big key. 2. Fire. Oh god, no.
I repeat,
Is a stronger emotion than I think it deserves. Or a weaker emotion than it deserves. I'm kind of like, oh god, no. I don't want Meyer big. But instead, Andy's actually gonna... So this is our connector to the DDM bridge. And we have not seen what the Mimic Cave entrance is. And this is the one way to get it. So is this where our dam is held? So, we'll see it. We're running out of spots for dam, folks. And at Mimic Cave, we have nothing. I think that leaves us with a couple of entrances? I see Ice Palace as one of them, but I don't know if we really have anything else. Oh, and TR, yeah. Oh, Back of Skull Woods. Thanks, chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're right. We haven't had Fire Rod to check it forever. And yeah, GT is kind of the non-factor entrance here.
Andy going through these checks. I don't believe he's been up the Dark Death Mountain yet, so
honestly, like, if I'm checking the Back of Skull Woods entrance, part of me might read Ped. Like, I don't think this is a Ped seed for the TR Big, but part of me is kind of like, do I check it if I'm back there?
Here's the Ice Palace entrance.
Oh wait, we haven't seen Lake Hylia from Andy's side, so that's an extra check for him. And when does Andy go get that small key off of Lake Hylia? And it's not Ice Palace. Because, you know, chat's kind of been on the case as well here. Like, when do we get a Skullwood small? We haven't found it. And yes, our runners are on the same seed.
Oh.
This could be that skull small.
This could be it, yeah.
Or, sorry, this small key. We don't know that it's a skull small.
We pretty much know. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's anything else, I'd be really surprised. It's just a second castle tower key. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it could be a castle tower key or a GT key at this point as well. And it's a small key too. GT.
We're still looking.
Oh no, I feel so bad for Randy on that one. Like, that stinks. Like,
yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, his play early with the bunny walking is what has put him in this position. It was a good play to be able to check Skull Woods, but unfortunately, like, it's left him in a rough situation.
Yeah. But we get more rando.
Oh, hey! Graveyard Lich!
We found it.
Yeah, we damn.
Yeah, we have not checked Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb yet. Wow. Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, this just goes back to the question. Wulfy is not in a great position here because of the fact of all these checks are kind of just keeping him out of Spike Cave. Like, I think we can say without a doubt that Swamp Palace probably has our TR big. Like, I think there's a good chance that's the case. But what that means is we might see a full clear of Swamp Palace by Wulfy.
Yep. Okay, well, here is another entrance here, to the rock. Let's see if this is going to be anything useful or... There we go. And TR front is Hotel Mario.
If you tell me that that is not a useful entrance, I don't know what meme racing you're doing in your life. You know, you want that fun.
You need that.
We do not know what is on the pad at this. Hey, there's that Hyrule Castle small key for Wulfy we saw earlier. So whereas Wulfy finds the dam, Andy having that Mire big key is sending him back into Misery Mire to beat Vitreous.
Two more checks in here now. Get the big chest and Vitreous himself.
Yo, you know, we've been talking about this. When does Wulfy go to Spike Cave? Hey, Spike Cave.
Oh, this is good for Wulfy.
Yeah, this is huge for him. Really happy to see this. Hitting this before Swamp Palace. This is massive. Heart container there. So now, both of our runners are 2 items from go. Andy missing a TR big key and a Skull small key. Wulfy just needs to find the Eastern Palace big key and the TR big key. We know where the Eastern big key is. It is on right side of the front of Turtle Rock. So for him, that's an easy, you know, it's not a hard check to get to. It looks like he might be going there right now. So he's about to get to the TR big from go mode. And the fact that Wulfy has found the dam could be easy road. You know, he goes to Swamp after this. I think we're kind of in a situation where it probably is there. Yeah, this race is really tightened up. Nice spooky action there from Andy in that switch room.
Did you know that's how people had to set up Spooky before they found the other easier setup? Alright, Wulfy, you gotta get that Eastern Palace big key. As Andy takes out Vitreous.
Yeah, really nice quick Vitreous kill. Silver arrows does make this fight really nice. Only down to 3 arrows. Hopefully going to find some a little later, but I don't know when. And Mire having nothing either, so it is looking more and more like Swamp Palace is our answer.
Yeah.
So the question for Andy is, you know, when do you get to Graveyard Ledge? Because that's where that swamp entrance or that dam entrance is.
Maybe right now.
Yeah, apparently maybe right now, unless he also is thinking about Back of Skull.
Yep, Back of Skull Force. That makes sense. And Wulfy's going to finish up Eastern Palace here. That would be crystal number 6 for Wulfy.
And Andy remembers which drop down gets him into this section, so really easy choice for him.
Back at Skull Woods is just to fair you.
Of course. Yeah, as chat's been saying, we think we've found all of our useless or useful entrances at this point. So, and yeah, at this point, you know, you're thinking, does the ped matter? Like, no, I don't care about finding Moldorm. The ped is dead, folks.
We already found Moldorm. Thank you.
Yep.
No, we did find the Hera Swall key too. We could check the basement of Hera sometime, but do you really want to do that?
Not really.
Alright, and you're gonna check Keen's tomb here, but he needs to go to Graveyard Ledge first. Okay, that's the other side of Paradox Cave. Yeah.
Yes. Question in chat from Drosy. We are just looking for a TR big key. Andy also needs a small key to Skull Woods as well to beat Moth. So,
yeah. So,
like, what's going to happen here? It looks like is Wulfy takes down Armos here and then probably heads to Swamp. Andy is gonna find the dam and get that, but oh wait, Andy's going somewhere else first.
where's Andy going?
Oh,
he's
race
good.
camp.
Yeah.
Andy was unable to get race or Graveyard Ledge when he was at King's Tomb. He approached it from Light World, so he didn't really have an option there. But this is the Swamp Palace play from Wulfy, so, you know, I was a little bit concerned, but it looks like Wulfy has kind of gotten back the advantage. The clears he did earlier are where Andy is having to return to, so...
See if Andy wants to continue his path up north, go to Graveyard Ledge. Looks like he is.
And here we go, Wulfy into Swamp Palace. Honestly, there's just not a lot of checks left on Wulfy's side. I'm thinking this is... Like, if it's not here, what do we have left? I'm trying to think, and it's like, we've got Hera.
Yeah. A worst case for Andy here. You find the TR big in the back of Swamp, but no Skullwood Small, and it just...
I mean, if TR Big is anywhere in Swamp Palace, regardless of the Skullwood situation, Wulfy has an advantage right now. Because, like, even if both Go Mode keys are here for Andy, he's still going to be having to get both and beat 2 done. And yes, Wulfy did do the second Castle Tower check.
Okay, Andy in the swamp now as well. Do you do left side here?
Nope, you go back first. Quicker checks. You're trying to hit your density, get your items checked as quickly as possible. I say that and Wulfy proves me wrong. I would do back first, but okay.
Imagine just both Skull Woods on the left side swamp. Alright, well, left side swamp here for Wulfy. We'll see if Andy wants to follow suit or just head straight to the back.
Okay, so we're about to get our another check here. First up, left side, left side. $20. Vanilla big key chest next up.
Oh, right side, left side. Oh,
There's our castle tower small, not really going to help us.
all right. Yeah, and Andy's gonna skip. Okay. So Andy just finds what he's looking for here. He's got a bit of an advantage.
I would still say he's behind because of Skull, though. Like, that's the thing. Even if he's gets both keys here. So there's Skull.
Oh, there they are.
And there's TR. So yeah, Andy is our first runner into go mode, but unfortunately has a Skull Woods to beat as well as a TR. Wulfy's gonna probably be a little bit ahead, even with that.
And
So yeah, like,
Wulfy's
there's the big key. Yep. Wulfy is going to mirror out. He will mirror here, flute into Kakariko, use the hookshot cave connector to get to Laser Bridge on Bumper Ledge. Meanwhile, Andy is heading to the back of Desert because this is Skull Woods. So,
yeah,
this is a purely just an advantage for Wulfy at this point. And it's not like Andy's far behind. It's just this is time he has to spend. The other piece here is Andy doesn't have 4 silver arrows right now.
he could pick. Yeah, there you go.
So
Remember,
there's the pot.
yep. Good job remembering that pot has 5 arrows. So,
And yeah, you know, as we've been saying, this is a 3-0-3-0 matchup, okay? Both these runners have won 3 amazing games up to this point in this tournament. Both have shown their just complete ability and mastery of this mode up to the point. So no big surprises here. You're facing somebody who is equally as strong as you in this mode.
mm-hmm. Hey, Wulfy, the first one in the try next year.
Going for those backdoor strats, unfortunately, just wasn't getting the hits as nicely. So that head's going to poke a couple of times. So it looks like, yep, Wulfy takes down Trinex just as Andy is about to come into Laser Bridge.
Yeah, there's crystal number 7 for Wulfy.
And we're going to be spit out just below here because the main entrance to Turtle Rock is where you exit, and Laser Bridge was on Bumper Ledge, Light Bumper Ledge. Main entrance to TR is right below it, so just has to, you know, head to Ganon from here, and that's in Kakariko. So we're going to get that flute into Kak and take the magic bat drop down to Ganon. A little bit cleaner of a phase 1 of Trinex for Andy there. But Wulfy is setting up very nicely for the 1-and-1 here. Got the double spin. Did get all of his slashes in, so nice 1 cycle for phase 1. Going to work for phase 2 now as well. And it looks like he's going to have that 1 cycle phase 2.
Very clean there.
Very good 1-and-1. I gotta say, the other thing I will laugh at right now is look at those rupee counts, folks. 1,900 and 2,000 rupees respectively on the sides. It's, you know, just all the money.
And he even checked Zora.
Yeah, both runners checked Zora and got half magic.
Setting up for the triple here, maybe?
At least a double. Very nice double. And there we go. There is the 4th silver arrow on Wulfy's side. Just has that bridge to cross. Get your GGs in chat now for Wulfy. Just as Andy is dropping into the Ganon fight as well.
Wulfy's like, don't snipe me. Don't do it. Thank you.
And there we go. Wulfy finishing in first place overall today with a 2:17.21. Andy just getting into phase 3 as well. Excellent race here, folks. This is the kind of, honestly, when you watch a Crosskeys race, you can expect some wide margins of viewer, or like wide margins in victory today. This is really quite a close race.
Yep, just came down to Andy doing Skull Woods as a buddy and spent that extra key. That was really the only difference.
That was the biggest difference in this race. And, you know, it just didn't work out this time. This is kind of the gamble you run always with the Skullwoods drop down. And unfortunately not paying out as well for Andy today. But yeah, GG's to both runners as Andy also takes down Ganon and is going to cross that bridge. Andy finishing with an official time of 2:18.25. So very nicely done to both runners today. I mean, of course, as always, we'll see if we can get our runners in for some interviews.
Of course, that means Wulfy will be 4-0 now in the tournament, and he drops to 3-1. Still in a good position to make the brackets, but
yeah, both runners in excellent position. Wulfy needing now just 2 more to guarantee us his spot in the potential tiebreaker race. Andy now looking for 3 more wins at least for that. But yeah, no, this tournament, as always, is just very much it's an intense journey. So we'll see how that proceeds for both of them. As always, we have until the runners have until this coming Wednesday is the last day for each week. So plenty of racing left to go so far for week 4. We're also very curious to see what our CRs are looking like for this seed. I see Andy kind of speeding through his credits, so we'll get to see the CRs for both of our runners as well. So we do see that we have a 191 CR for Andy on this one.
Yeah, it's gonna happen when you full clear GT. You're gonna get
Pretty
high question,
much.
right?
Yeah. Roughly full cleared the seeds, so.
Yeah. Not uncommon in the Crosskeys, I think, but yeah. And I think we are going to be joined by at least Wulfy for sure.
And I do see
here.
Andy over in the waiting room as well, so we'll try to pull them in together. See.
There they are.
Yep, there's both of our runners, so I will pull them in so we can just get a little interview going as well. And we are now joined by Andy and Wulfy. GG's to both of you today.
GG's, guys.
Thank you.
GG's.
Well, it was the story of the Skullwood Small Key. Did you want to talk about your route through Skullwoods? I know a lot of people like to go through Skullwoods as a buddy, just kind of get the checks out of the way, but for using that small key there in Skullwoods, kind of burned you at the end there, Andy.
I mean, it didn't really do too much. It was right next to the Turtle Rock Big Key anyways. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's so unlikely that another Skullwood Small Key isn't going to show up at some point.
Sure.
That, like, burning that, you know, with the Skullwoods connector both being the available entrances, you know, I just got bad luck picking a drop down. And, you know, if I wanted to check those two checks, I was going to have to gas the small key that I got. So I was like, as I'm playing through and getting later in the season, I'm like, is this going to be like a Skullwood Small Key Go mode? I don't think I've ever had that before in my life.
Technically, no, because you got the TR big right after that.
Yeah.
so, but yeah, it was pretty close to that. So yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of thinking that Hylia key was going to be your go for Skull. So
Same. It was a 50% chance for that to be a Skullwood's Small Key. Say it was like missing one GT, one Castle Tower, and two Skullwood Smalls, and then I just laughed when it wasn't Skullwoods.
Wulfy, on the other hand, you know, want to walk us through the I guess, you know, the hard moment for you was the fire rod there, and of course the GT climb.
Yeah. I put off GT climb later than I maybe should have, but like, I have a crystal dungeon to clear, so I'll come back for it later. And then Fire Rod was a last logical location, although I had some other checks I could do, but I knew Fire Rod couldn't be in any of them at that point.
Yeah, we were talking about the play, you getting your Fire Rod out, or sorry, your Bombos medallion out of Palace of Darkness, leading you into Ice Palace. And technically, Pod Big was Fire Rod locked, so.
Yeah. Yeah, man, my heart was racing at the end of that. Because I was so sure I was going to, like, get sniped by a minute or something.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the first comment in the race room from you there, Wulfy. You were expecting a snipe right at the end.
I was expecting to lose by, like, the exact amount of time I lost by accidentally mirroring in GT Climb.
Yeah, we were worried for sure there. Andy, you getting that flute a lot earlier definitely seemed to give you some nice routing advantages for a good portion of the seed. Unfortunately,
I don't even remember where that thing was.
Top of GT.
Oh yeah. I like it. Flute didn't even really like do too much until later. It made it easier for me to go get the mirror, I guess, immediately afterwards.
Right.
But like, you know, old man backward save and quit being at the mountain like negated a little bit of the flute's usefulness.
Sure.
Also, like, I can't believe the access to Death Mountain was from that stupid cape.
Yeah, I felt
like,
pretty good about that, finding that connector when I did.
that was like, man, I think I had like Desert right, Hyrule Castle right, Paradox bottom, and that left. And I was like, dude, something's got to give me Death Mountain. Like, there's no way the boots aren't on Death Mountain because I already know they're in stupid Spec Cave. And I felt like I definitely got there later than Wulfy did.
Oh, I see. So
a little bit. It wasn't massive. Like, you both kind of worked your way down to that bumper cave connector. So
interesting. I guess you fake flippered or something and saw the boots there.
Yes. Yeah, I fake flippered in there and saw the boots, and I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point I was like running out of stuff to do besides connectors, and like I already had access to Mire area and everything but pod area, so I was like, I don't really want to push connectors right now. Like the only thing that's there that's missing is Death Mountain. And I don't even remember if I had the lamp yet or not. I might have, but so I had like did the gloveless South Shore checks. And then fake flippered from there because I was just running out of stuff to do.
Yeah, we were quite impressed when you found the Ice Rod Cave there, and you set up a water walk to get over to the Dark World shopping mall. We were like, did he just do that? Like, just the big right play. Just
yeah, dude, I love finding a cave with a pit in it, like right next to Lake Hylia. It's so much fun because people are like, "Whoa!" Like every time.
it makes so much sense. You're just like, "Oh yeah, no, that's a good idea." And then we saw the opposite version of that, Wulfy using the iframe of the fake flipper up by Catfish to make the same play. So both of you really effectively using the techniques available to get those checks.
Yeah, the sea was just a messed route. Like, it was all over the place pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, that seed had several moments of getting an item 30 seconds after I would have liked to have it.
Like the Ice Palace Big Key and Purple Chest that right after you did Ice Palace.
Yeah, and I got my glove like immediately after doing the like Ice Rod Cave area without it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, worked out for you at the end. Congratulations. 4-0 now. You're feeling pretty good going into the last half of the Swiss tournament here.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling good.
And Andy 3-1. Is still in a pretty good position, I think. So you should be feeling pretty good still.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard to like expect to win any week. With how good Crosskeys' players are now.
Yeah,
like
find your way.
Anyone in the 3-0 like group is a really tough matchup. Like I don't feel like I really made any mistakes this seed. It's just kind of, you know, it's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, 3-1 should be, you know, there's going to be a lot of good gamers in that group too. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, if you can find a way to get down to 60 people and not leave out some amazing runners in this field, tell me how it's possible, because oof.
Well, any other final comments you'd like to make here, guys?
That's all for me.
Yep, same here. Thanks for commentating. Hope it was a fun watch. And thanks for tracking, restreaming, all that jazz.
Alrighty. Time for me to take over then?
Yep.
Thank you all so much for watching. Andy, Wulfy, thank you so much for the great race. And also a huge shout out to Captain, to Jesse, to Toffile, and to Daruk for the volunteering, as you all mentioned. That was great fun. I hope you all enjoyed the race, the close race. And that's all I can say for now. So thank you all for watching. Have a good night, a good evening, and take it easy. Bye-bye.